Hi, everybody. It's Mike again from Two Dads. I've just so before I get these ready, I quickly talk to whoever my guest is, and she makes me howl. I'm literally crying. Hang on a minute, and I'm really looking forward to this. So, the whole point of this series is to talk to other people off the gram that we follow, that we love, that we think you should also follow if you're not already. And this particular guest is her mum herself. She's got two boys, and she has a channel called Big Fat Greek Mother. And her name is Olga, and I heart her. Her characters are just hilarious, which we'll hear about in a minute. But look, before any further ado, let me introduce the lovely, the gorgeous Olga Thompson. How are you?
Hey, hello! In my studio, in my bedroom.
So fancy.
Listen, I've got my token 2 Instagram plants. Not one, but 2.
Wow.
Like,
That
like Instagram, innit? Plants, tribal, innit? A little bit, I'm trying.
it's great. I'm loving the staging.
I know, you've got to think about these things, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? Not that I am judging anyone for it, but what's been quite funny is some of the Zoom interviews that you see on the news, and you look in the background of the people that's in, you're like,
Yeah.
they've got a bath towel hanging on their door still.
Yeah, or like a massive multi-pack of Fanta or something. Like, it's just like, it's not okay. Do you know what I mean? And they're like on some really big programs, and you're like, are you in a shed? Like, where are you? Are you in a cupboard? And it's just like, it's so funny, isn't it? We're all different. But
I
I love
love
that.
it.
Lockdown
I
has
love
just thrown it all out the window. You just do what you do it.
Yeah, do you know what? You know, if you want to keep your Domino's box behind you whilst you're talking to Prime Minister's Question Time, that's fine.
Brilliant.
Anyway, so for anyone who isn't following you yet, or for those that are that just want to hear again, just tell us a little bit about your account and the reasons behind it.
So I am Big Fat Greek Mother, and it's a play on words on the film, A Big Fat Greek Wedding, and it's a mix of humour, parenting. I try and keep everything quite clean on my account, but it's a mix of my approach to parenting is the kind of Greek, meaty, angry, hairy way. And by doing it that way, it gives you a different perspective, you know, how to cope with being a parent, but there's a little twinge of Greek about it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I've got this thing where I produce lots of different characters. So my thing is characters and making bizarre characters up, which are all based on us because we're all bizarre. You know? So, and I work part-time as a teacher in the day. So Instagram isn't my I don't make money from Instagram. It's like it's become my passion, and slowly I'm hoping that it will become my career with, you know, trying to get into television, etc. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's a bit I feel like
no, and we'll talk about shortly some of the fringe stuff and you know what's going on there, because you know so you were meant to go this year.
Yes, I was booked to go, had my theatre, had everything done, you know, had my producer, everything was like tick. I was like, come on, it's happening. And I had some interest from a TV channel, and I was quite pleased. I thought, this is stuck, because I've been trying for a long time, and then it just got cancelled till next year. And I just felt like a lot of people out there, when you have a plan and you think this is what you're doing, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm stuck at home, I'm not performing, I'm not teaching, but I am cooking and feeding and educating my own boys. And like a lot of people that are listening right now, don't get me wrong, being a parent is my most important role in my life.
Yeah,
that's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to mother, okay? And I count that as the best thing I've ever done. But there is this element of, what am I? Who am I? Where am I going? What am I now in lockdown? What am I going to be when lockdown is over? And I think we've all been asking these questions, Michael. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
we all want to know what's going to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think, you know, um, it's been a bizarre period, hasn't it? You know,
Yeah.
um, tell us about what your lockdown life has been like, Olga. What's it been like?
Well, the boys have needed tutoring at home. So I've actually got 3 boys, believe
Oh, is
it
it
or not.
three? Sorry,
So do you know what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you go past 2, it's just all the same.
I'm
So 2 of them
sorry.
are at secondary school, but they need guidance as teens do, and the youngest one is at primary. So we've got a bit of a routine going, not because we're anal, but because if we don't have a routine, we don't know where we are.
No,
We
routine's
try and
good.
start. Yeah, some days we don't follow the routine. Some days we just go out, we'll go for a drive, or we might watch movies. But pretty much it's schooling throughout Monday to Friday. It's them doing their schoolwork. But we try and make an event of lunch. Lunch is always a very exciting affair. Nothing like your school dinners, so they've struck it lucky here. You know, we try and make lunch an event. We try and do something at the end of the day so that we can play a game or something before we move into the evening, afternoon, which I find easier because that's the time that I would be home with the kids
Yeah,
and they would be home after school. So somehow, I don't know, subconsciously, it's just an easier time for us.
I agree.
Um,
Actually, it's weird that
do you? Because you're the
yeah, it's
youngest,
really
you find that
strange.
as well.
Yeah, because Tallulah
Wow.
normally comes in from nursery, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, the pickup is 6, and we leave her till 6 because it's just so nice having that break. Um, so from
6.
so from 6 onwards, we get her, and we like then from sort of, if we get her a little bit early, 5 till 7, it's you know, we're getting ready for bed, bath, story, and
Yeah.
that feels normal again.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
but yeah, I think for me the late afternoons are much easier
Yeah.
than during the day. You know,
Oh,
you know, pre lunch, I'm hating life. I'm
I
absolutely hating
know.
life.
But then you've done lunch, okay, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. But when I see it hit 4 o'clock, I'm like, I just feel it's weird. I don't feel stressed. I just feel better because I think this is what I would be doing at home now. I'm folding the washing. I'm cooking the dinner. It's just slows down,
Yeah,
you know. And you just, oh, do you know what? I don't know any parent out there that hasn't found this time really challenging. It's challenging on your role as a parent. It's challenging if you're in a relationship. It is
yeah,
hard, and you have to put the work in. You
yeah. Oh
know,
my god, totally, you do. Absolutely, you do. And you know, going back to what we were saying before we started
yeah.
recording, um, and it's also really good to acknowledge when your other halves, if you're in a relationship, when your other
Yes.
half's just not great either,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Are you okay, babe? You are you struggling today? Yeah, I'm struggling. I need
Yeah.
some air. I need some time.
I
Just get out of
need,
the house."
yeah, you know it. Yesterday, so my husband Paul is a teacher, but he is continuing to go out and teach. He works with vulnerable students, so he's had to continue. Um, and I could see he actually said, "I'm struggling," and he was meant to clear up the kitchen. I'd cooked, and I just went, "Go and lie down. You need
Yeah.
to lie down."
Hmm.
Or he'll do the same for me. Why don't you go and sit in the garden? Or why don't you? It's just being sensitive to each other, isn't it? I mean, there are other times we
Yeah.
don't get it right. To tell you what is difficult when we're both at that struggling
Yeah.
point, then it's very difficult. But
Hmm.
usually, I don't know about you guys, usually it's one's here and one's there. So we bring each other up and then
Yeah.
it's, but when you're both hanging,
And
it's tough.
Mondays for us are not good. Weirdly,
Yeah,
we're both like,
same.
we
Yeah,
hate
I
Mondays.
hate Mondays more in lockdown. Hate it.
Yes.
I
What is
think because
that?
Saturday, Sunday, subconsciously, you would be home. You would be doing family things.
Yeah.
You would be maybe buying a paper, go for a walk, having a late coffee. But Monday, what is Monday? It's like, what do you want? It's like just rocks up, and it's just like no, like it's horrible. It's
I agree.
awful.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. It is awful. So, what's got you through it?
What's got me through it?
Yeah.
Like you, away time.
Yeah.
Okay, Netflix.
Yes.
Walking on my own and talking to people on the phone whilst I walk.
Okay.
Baths. I can't talk to anyone in the house because they're always turning up somewhere. Baths. Prayer, meditating,
Cute.
reading my Bible. But I think the most important thing for me is carving out a little corner to do one thing a day. And it might not be very big to anyone, or it might be like a little job that I give myself. Like, sounds really, doesn't sound very exciting, but it might be a drawer or something that I feel I've done, that I've accomplished. One day it might be a little drawer, or one day it might be a walk, or another day, right, I'm going to go to this shop and I'm going to buy myself some flowers, or just one little thing, or I might give someone a call, or it will just be one thing that I put in my mind that I'm going to do around the kids and everything else. And then, yeah, just that little thing for yourself. It could be so tiny. It could be
Mm-hmm.
really tiny, but
Very important.
that's it. Just one little thing a day. Don't underestimate. But
Yeah, agreed.
without
I'm with
anybody
you.
else around.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So what I've been asking people is words that describe lockdown for you. So what would you use? Give me three words.
Okay. I thought of something like wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
loving, hell.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, it's the most wonderful time with my family, and it's the worst time ever. That's what I mean. It's like this. It's like a lockdown power punch of, it's so nice to all be together and I want to kill you at the same time. I can't, we're all together and you're thinking, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say to you, Michael, that it's like I have this and this. It's all at once. You know what I mean?
I love it.
It's wonderful
That's
hell.
perfect.
It's an awful thing to say.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah, it's
No, I love it.
everybody I know has said to me the whole, and you see it on Instagram as well, in this time of corona, I've done this and I've done that. And I know people keep seeing it all the time. Like, Instagram is talking about what corona has taught them, and how they're slower and they're kinder and they're this and they're that. But we're cracking up at the same time. Like, it's all together.
Yeah. At the same time, it's just manic.
At the same time.
Yeah.
I said to my husband, I love you. I just don't want you to breathe anymore when you sit next to me or eat a Muller Corner Crunch. That's all I want from you.
I was cuddling Tallulah on the sofa yesterday. We were all spooned on the sofa and we were cuddling and I was, having some really lovely time. And she went, "Daddy, get off me, your breath's hot." And I was like, "Oh, cheers, babe."
My kids will be like, "Your breath smells. Are your teeth yellow? Like, why's your hair like that? What are you wearing?" It's just, it gets worse. It gets more vicious as they get older. Good luck.
Can't wait. So you mentioned Netflix a minute ago. Anything you've been listening to? Soundtrack of lockdown? Anything that you?
Oh, you know the song, The Police? Don't stand so close to me. Yeah,
Close to
that's
me.
like in the house, in Aldi. Just do not come near me. Just don't stand. Just stay away. That is it.
Do you tell people to move away? Because Wes does. Wes was in Aldi the other week. Like, can you move? Can you stand back?
And you're like, even today I was in Aldi and I was just here, and that guy just reaches right over me. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? So why do they need to reach? Don't they know? And this is, I worry because I go the extra mile. I'm like, like, the people that completely, move over to like Timbuktu to make space for you. What is wrong? I don't understand. I don't. So Wes says what? Move out the way.
Yeah, tells them to move. He's like, "Excuse me, can you just?" And his hand comes out like the 2-meter rule, and I'm just like, "Oh God, this is really embarrassing."
Does he really do that? I'd be too scared.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just let them like fall on top of me.
Breathe on you.
Yeah, breathe. What's wrong with you? Why did they do that?
I don't know. You're making me sweat because I'm laughing.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's so funny.
So I like that. You should do it's definitely, that should definitely be a soundtrack to a character.
Yeah, I might do a little spoof one.
I can see that.
Come so close to me, or breathe in my direction, or eat a Muller corner crunch. I can't bear eating at the moment. Have you got that? I think
No.
you got it. When people, like when your other half eats.
Well, actually, on my kids' lives this week, he was eating something, and I was like,
yeah,
well, what are you chewing? And he's like, just my breakfast. I'm like, just you're smacking your lips. Stop it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not. He's
there
like,
you go. It's starting. Oh no. I have a friend, and she tells me that her husband chews soup. I mean, that would you not murder someone for that? Chews the soup. But these are all little things that maybe were sort of there, but now in lockdown, they're just like, you know, I need warning. If you're going to sit on the sofa next to me with a bag of crisps, I need warning. You don't just bring that bad boy and sit next to me, you know, I need some prep.
And there's I've discovered there is a volume of crisps, like squares are so noisy, you know.
Yeah.
A what's it is okay, but like those Smith squares,
yeah.
Oh God, they're like explode.
They're the worst. My husband loves twiglets. That's like, you might as well get a bark off a tree and just chop that through that. I'm telling you, they are like, there's a lot of work that needs to be done before you can even crunch it.
There is. Oh my goodness.
We're all losing it. We are all losing
We are losing it.
We are.
My next question.
Okay. We just need to own it.
I think my next question you answered, which was, has it made you realise anything about how you parent or you as a person? Well, we both developed this phobia of noise, of chewing, of our partners just getting on our nerves, eating, breathing. That's fine. A bit of I've got to get serious now. A reflective question now, Olga.
Yes.
Would you do anything different in this period? Have you learned anything?
Totally. I've learned to, at some point in all the busyness, I lost track of just being with my boys.
Mm-hmm.
Just being, just being with them. Like we never used to really play many games, or like the whole going for a walk together. You know, that's the best part of my week. They cringe, especially when I call it the nice family walk. We're going on a family walk. They just die. It's like social suicide. They just walk. You know, but there's I long to be with my boys, and I think they have benefited from that closer nurture, especially in this time where it's really uncertain. And out there is really frightening. It's frightening for young kids. It's frightening for teenagers. There was a little kid in the street yesterday, and I was leaning on a bench, and I was talking to a friend at a distance, and the boy went, "Mummy, that lady's touching the bench." And this boy was about 2 years old. "Mummy, lady touching bench." You know, children are so deeply affected by this time. And there's something about, that's what I mean, wonderful hell. Us parents, we're trying to love and nurture and protect our kids, and it's hard.
It is. That's so true.
But that has been the best thing. But it is tough, because it's a kind of love, Michael, that is, it's physical, and it's difficult because you have to sort yourself out when you've got stuff going on. You can't just mindfully be there. They know. Kids are so sensitive right now. They know if you're really present or if you're not, and they pick up.
Oh my God, absolutely.
So
absolutely,
that's been a real growing thing for me, and I don't want to lose it when we go back to normal.
No, and it's a real special thing to, you almost reconnect, you don't you? And and there's things that I took for granted as well. So I totally get you. I was going to ask you about homeschooling, but you're probably absolutely storming it.
No.
I have some of your posts have talked about schooling.
No. Listen, you tell me, okay? What is a conjunctive? An adverb. A conjunction with a frontal adverbial clause. That is what my 10-year-old son is doing, and I'm an English graduate. I don't know. So
I have no idea.
Being a teacher, every teacher I've spoken to has said it's a different kind of fresh hell, because you have so much expectation. So Am I storming it? No. Some days I'm like, yeah, we got this. Other days, you can see that the boys just haven't got it. They're just a bit broken, or they're tired, or they're low. Boys are different. So I find that they just need a lot more food, and I make them go out. I find that with my boys, that once I've done that, then they can open up a bit more with me.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I'm trying to be led by the children, not by what the school is saying I have to
Yeah.
do and not
No,
do.
it's
I'm doing the minimum I need to do, that my child will be okay.
yeah, exactly. And they will be okay. And this is
Of
the
course
thing.
they're going to be
They will
okay.
be okay. They all catch up. They'll be fine.
Of course they will. They totally all will. When you think about it, and we
They
just
will.
need to not stress.
And give yourself a hard time over it. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. You've got this. You've got this. Before we
We got this,
go,
babe.
before
Yes.
we go, um, um, your characters are just. So who was the first?
The first of all was Alexia. She was the very bad kebab house entertainer / EasyJet air hostess. Yeah, so I love the old school kind of characters, like Catherine Tate used to do. I just love that kind of comedy. It's a bit old fashioned now, that sort of comedy. You don't
No,
really see it.
I don't know whether it is. I just think that
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate. I think it's kind. It's
Yes.
it's funny, but it's kind humor.
Yeah, it's different. It's not. I wouldn't always say my stuff is like sassy or cool or anything like that. But I just love these characters who are warm, but sometimes a bit stupid.
Andrula, is she?
Andrula is really not coping well in lockdown. There's no fake tan in the shops. People have been queuing for hours to get fake tan. It's a pandemic in the world. And Boris Johnson is saying that we're going to have to be shipped from other countries. So with some big pandemic, big problem. Even the babies, they don't get no fake tan.
Baby chlamydia hasn't got a fake tan. Oh my god.
She's really, really struggling. She's in a drawer at the moment.
Is she?
Andrea's put her in a drawer because she's crying too much.
Oh, this was the tonic I needed.
Same. You don't know.
Thank you, Olga. Honestly,
it's been
this
so
was
lovely to chat to you. I knew we'd click. I just felt it.
I loved it. I loved it. Honestly,
thank you.
Thank you so much. So next year you're doing Fringe. So it's October 21, yeah?
Yes, it's happening, and some other little bits and bobs in the pipeline, but not to be revealed just yet. Not massively excited. I'm kind of waiting to see that they happen. As long as it involves making people laugh, making people feel good, and doing what I enjoy, I'm winning. So
you are, my darling. You are. You've been a pleasure. Thank you so much, and thanks for taking part. Take care. Stay safe. Take care, darling. Bye bye. Bye bye. If you like what you've seen so far, head over to our website at www.twodaddies.co.uk. There you can read our blog and subscribe to our newsletter. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram, simply searching at twodads.u.k.